even though I know it's probably going to be super deep. I don't know about emotions or not, but I think it's going to be a bit of a conversation because, one, we know this artist well enough to know that he doesn't mess around. And two, a ton of people have been asking for this. A ton of people. This is NF. It's called Story. If I remember correctly, and please correct me if I'm wrong, because we've had a lot of comments about NF. This is his shot at directing or doing a lot in a video, like more than usual, I think. Let me see if it says it. Producer. Oh, so he produced it and directed it. There you go, with Patrick Tohill. All right. I'm already nervous because I see what some of y'all are saying. Y'all are like, ooh, oh, oof, ooh. All right, let's get it.
Woke up in a bad place, should probably get up so I'm not late. Stared at my phone for the past 8 minutes at nothing, my head aches. Bottles empty by the lampshade. I'm out of Excedrin again, great. Too early to tell, but at this rate, I'm thinking this might be a bad day. I walk out the bedroom, my roommates asleep on the couch with their two-faced boyfriend who lives here but don't pay a penny for rent, but he still stays. She says he's broke, I'm like, no way. Probably sells drugs, but she won't say. Told me he dabbles in real estate. I mean, I don't believe it, but okay. Pull out the driveway, notice my gas tank's on E again. Well, of course it is. Guess I probably should stop at the gas station, so I take a right, pull up to the pump. While it's pumping, I look at my ashtray. Then remember, I need to get cigarettes. Anything that help my mind state. So I park and walk inside. Wait, I should probably get something to drink and eat, I guess. So I finally grab a couple bags of chips. Where's the candy aisle? Oh yeah, here it is. Which one should I get? Should I grab the Starburst or change it up and maybe grab the Twix? Grab the Starburst and I started walking. As I passed the garbage and I reached the fridge, I hear someone yelling at the front of the store. Probably just a homeless guy getting bored. Probably just a customer whose car didn't work and now he wants to start a war. Man, I can't afford to keep buying energy drinks every day. I shut the door, then turn around, and as I'm heading towards the counter with my drink, I hear, hey, open up the drawer! Crouching on the floor, peek around the aisle, gun is on the floor. Head of the man that's behind the counter, now my heart is pounding and I'm praying to the Lord. I don't die today, I can't die today. I got things to do, trying not to shake, plotting my escape. Where's my cell phone at? Left it in my car, icing on the cake. I start calling, I can hear him yelling, I want every penny, I want every dime. Yeah, once you finish with the cash, open up the bag, throw some cigarettes inside. Yeah, which ones do you want? Which ones do you want? I'm not picky, give me any kind, give me all of them. Yeah, just toss them in, keep it moving, no, I'm running low on timing. I'd advise you to move a little quicker. Trust me, I don't wanna have to pull the trigger. I've done it before, it's not a pretty picture. What, you don't believe me? I'm just playing with you. Well, no I'm not. Just do what I say, cause if you even think of trying to pull a fast one on me, promise you'll be sorry. Oh, my driver's calling, I can't miss my pickup. That's when I did something stupid and my jacket knocked over a can of soup in there. It got quiet, did he hear me moving? Shh, hold my breath, he must have heard me do it, huh? I'm assuming the noise must have made him turn his head enough to let the guy that was at gunpoint grab his own gun. Now they both got weapons, maybe I should help him sneak up, slow and deck him. Time to go. It's gonna be a bloody miracle. Now or never, God, if I had any blessings coming in my future, could you send him to my present? Peek around the edge and I start running at him. He don't see me coming, does he stepping closer? Grab his neck and hold him, squeezing on his throat. I'm trying to choke him, then his elbow hits my nose and think he broke it, I think he broke it. My blood is leaking all over my clothes. I tried not to let go, but my hands begin to slip and bullets start to fly. Can't see out my eyes. Cashier's still alive. I can tell I'm trying to crawl away. Here comes another guy. He runs inside like, where's the money? Did you get the money? Where's the bag you brought? I don't know, I think it's still behind the counter. Probably by the cashier I just shot. Who's this on the floor? I don't know. Well, did they call the cops? He runs up to me, then he grabs my shoulder as he flips me over. Then my jaw drops, cause I thought his voice sounded real familiar. He's got a mask on, but the shirt he's wearing is the same one he had on this morning. Staring in my eyes, I know he knows, I know, embarrassed. He stands above me and says, sorry, Aaron, but I don't have a choice. He holds the barrel up to my head. I scream, you can't be serious. He shakes his head and says, I'm sorry, then the gun.
Oh, damn.
Cashier yells to ask if I'm okay. He's dialing 911. I run over to him, grab his phone, and try to help him up.
911, what's your emergency?
There's been a robbery. The cashier was shot. He needs an ambulance.
4823.
He looks kind of pale. I think he might have lost a lot of blood.
Okay, help is on the way. Has anybody else been injured?
Yeah, the robbers, there were 2 of them.
Can you tell me their condition? Are they still alive?
Well, I'm not really sure, but they don't look so good. I'm pretty sure they're dead. Yeah, I think they're dead.
All right, take a deep breath. Everything's going to be okay. You're going to be all right.
Wow. Wow. That was epic. Oh, where to begin? Wow. Here's my first thought. Aside from wow 15 times, and that was epic. If this, and I don't know if for sure, like, because remember, I'm pulling information in my brain from hundreds of comments that have come through over the last few weeks when we did the NF deep dive. So if some of this is wrong, it is what it is. I want to say somebody said this is Nate NF having his hand at directing. I don't know if it's the first time. I want to say that's what they were saying, but either way, he produced and directed this with Patrick Tohill. Got it. Wow. The song itself is so perfect for this type of video. The way that he breaks up complete phrases and thoughts from one bar to the next is so subtly brilliant. Merely for the fact that, let's see if I can, I'm just going to choose anyone. The boyfriend, grab my, like this whole first part.
Probably get up so I'm not late. Stared at my phone for the past 8.
Stared at my phone for the past 8. Okay, 8 what? 8 hours? 8 minutes? 8 days?
Minutes at nothing, my head aches.
And then he completes the thought. So everything is broken up and kind of compartmentalized, where there's like this part and then there's this part. And the way that that is so brilliant is because the song is called Story. Every story like a good story is built on the pieces that are built before it, right? So if you start with a good foundation and then you build on those foundational blocks, that story is going to be so much more powerful because you have a foundation set. So the way that he is throwing these bars and putting these thoughts kind of compartmentalized, it's almost, to me, it's a little meta, but it also has this side effect, this brilliant side effect of keeping this very choppy and intense pace that really, really sells this feeling through the whole video. 5 minutes long. And we are there with her the entire time. We are literally stuck to her because you notice when she first goes in the store,
Walking sideways. I should probably.
we have this chest rig on her. So the chest rig she's holding has a gimbal here. The camera's looking back at her with a wide angle lens. And then every time she moves, that's why it seems like the camera is stuck to her. It literally is.
Get something to drink and eat, I guess. So I finally grab a couple bags of chips. Where's the candy?
And of course, it's not here. This is a different take, but you get the idea. But we are stuck to her through this thing. we're feeling what she's feeling. The next thing I want to point out, which is just a theory, I have no idea, but most of NF's stuff that I have been exposed to have been, what I understand, are pieces of his story, of his life, that he is using his music to kind of like process through. Not necessarily, well, I think there is a form of processing, because hell, that one song where he started crying about his mom at the end, How Could You Leave Us? Oh, that wrecked all of us. That right there is proof that he's processing while he's recording, or whatever it is, that this art has a huge processing component to that. That being said, I don't know, like, if this is part of his story, this is something that happened to him, I would be surprised. Not because he didn't grow up in a very difficult area with a difficult life and a difficult mom and all stuff, but because, one, it's a female protagonist. Two, when the person with the mask on, that he says, I recognize those eyes, and the person in the mask, who's probably the boyfriend from the beginning, I'm assuming, says, I'm sorry, Erin, Erin, says a name to her. So that to me feels like it's literally NF coming up with a story, telling that story, and then visually telling that story. That's how it feels to me. And right, wrong, or indifferent, if it's a piece of his story, it doesn't change anything for me. If he came up with it from scratch, it doesn't change anything for me. Like, this is so brilliantly done. This is friggin' fantastic. Oh man. And then, like, tell me the truth. You saw my reaction when this can fell off the shelf. Did you have the same reaction when you saw that happen?
I got things to do, trying not to shake.
Like, you
plotting
felt
my
it.
escape. Where's my cell phone at? Left it in my car. Icing on the cake. I start calling, I can hear him yelling. I want every penny, I want every dime. Yeah. Once you finish with the cash, open up the bag, throw some cigarettes inside. Yeah. Which ones do you want? Which ones do you want? I'm not picky, give me any kind. Give me all of them. Yeah, just toss them in. Keep it moving, no, I'm running low on time. I'd advise you to move a little quicker. Trust me, I don't want to have to pull the trigger. I've done it before, it's not a pretty picture. What, you don't believe me? I'm just playing with you. Well, no, I'm not. Just do what I say, cause if you even think of trying to pull a fast one on me, promise you'll be sorry. Oh, my driver's calling, I can't miss my pickup. That's when I did something stupid and my jacket knocked over.
So perfect.
A can of soup.
Oh.
In there.
And the fact that we still see the can moving is more confirmation for us, from the POV of the bad guy, that somebody's back there. It wasn't just a fluke. Movement is happening. Oh, man. Yeah. And that's a good point. Who is that? Sakya?
What I say, cause if you even think of trying to pull
The silence that comes after that drop.
fast one on me, promise you'll be sorry. Oh, my driver's calling, I can't miss my pickup. That's when I did something stupid and my jacket knocked over a can of soup in there.
All that drone goes away. He's still throwing bars, but that drone goes away, and and things kind of focus. Brutal. I'm sure I've said this before, but it's such a good analogy and it makes so much sense to me. But when we talk about pacing in these videos, and we talk about how you use builds along the way, you're kind of earning currency with the viewer, but you have to spend that currency very smartly. Sometimes you spend it early, just a little bit, and a little bit more, and then later for the big drop, the big reveal, and then you make the viewer go, oh, whoa! And it's crazy if you do it right. NF has proven to be, or I will say whoever is directing his videos, but even him with this one, this is perfect execution of spending that currency along the way. Because a 5-minute video, I was there from every second. So perfect. So let me give you a couple tidbits. This is where some people are going to be like, seriously, bro, that's where you took it? Yeah. Now, the bad guy's using a Glock 17. Now this Glock, this is very bad. Now, let me explain. Some guns, some handguns, somebody could be pointing at you, and most of you won't know the difference. It doesn't matter. But they could be pointing a handgun at you, and you would have no reason to really be afraid because you can see that the safety is on, right? And you're like, okay. Or you can see that there's no magazine in the gun. So the chances are that there's one round in the chamber ready to go is ridiculous. But the Glock is very unique in one way. It has 3 safeties inside of it, but all of those safeties are disengaged when you put your finger on the trigger and pull it. Okay? In other words, there's no external safety that this dummy could leave on and then click, 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 and the gun doesn't work. If he pulls that trigger, most likely the gun's going off. And it is literally 5.51 pounds of pressure, and that gun's going off. That is what's a little extra scary about this gun being used in a moment like this. So the fact that they go back and forth with this view here and we get that chaos with the gun pointing at us, now we have the POV of the cashier. Whew. Oh, man, that's brutal. And the fact that his finger is on that trigger. Oh, there's so much information here. Not only the fact that he's ready to pull it, he's probably highly untrained because his finger is on the trigger, because he's holding it with one hand, he's flying it around, right? It does make a difference. If I saw a dude come into the store with a gun out and he was holding it like this and he had his finger off the trigger on the side of the gun, I'd be like, oh, hell, this cat is trained. He knows what he's doing. This bozo, I would still be scared. Of course, we're not going to be ridiculous. There's still a guy with a gun, and he's probably completely unstable and unpredictable. But there's little pieces of information that you can take for what it's worth. All right? Now, let's see here. More gun information with Roscoe. So this part here is interesting for a couple of reasons. But from a weapon standpoint, we have the 2 of them. He's got a revolver and he's got the Glock. The difference is the Glock is going to have, might be a Glock 19. Either way, the Glock's going to have 15 rounds in the magazine, most likely. 15 shots in that gun. This revolver's probably going to have 6. But you think, oh, well, I choose a Glock. It's got more bullets. True. But here's what the revolver has going for it that the Glock doesn't. When you press that trigger on a Glock, if it's supposed to go bang and it goes click and it malfunctions, you've got to know how to fix that malfunction. There's a very specific sequence you have to go through. And if you don't know it, you're just going to make it so much worse. And that gun becomes a brick. With a revolver, if you press that trigger and the gun does not go bang, but it goes click, you just press the trigger again, and it's going to ignore that round that didn't work, and the cylinder will still turn, click, bang, bang, and it will just keep on going. So there's, kind of pros and cons. Now, let's get real, because I don't assume most of you are going to be handling guns in the near future. Hopefully not, but if you do, be safe. Use your head. But there is something important that I will share with you that I'm sure we've talked about in the 3 years that we've done this. It's this position here that we find ourselves. She has the safety back here. She's the safety of being back here and out of the way. She's got some distance. She's got some concealment, not necessarily cover, because whatever she's hiding behind is not going to protect her from bullets. There's probably even a way she could go back here through the friggin' cooler or the bathroom or the back door or something and not have to deal with this nonsense. Because you got 2 guys. Where do you think both of these bozos are going to be putting all of their attention? Probably on the cat that's got the gun in front of them. There is absolutely no reason that she should make this leap. Okay? In all seriousness, I teach something, I've taught this for years, that unfortunately in countries like mine, it becomes kind of everyday knowledge that regardless of where you are, it doesn't matter if it's school or if it's church or if it's a courthouse, anywhere, be in a police station, be in a dance club. Bad people exist and they want to do bad things to everybody else. So we teach something called run, hide, fight. And literally in that order are the things that you should do if you find yourself in a situation where there is something like an active shooter in a building that you're in or somewhere nearby. Run, hide, fight. And what that means is if you can run away from the danger, whether it's sounds, screams, whatever it is, if you can run away from that danger, that's what you should do. If you don't have that option, your next best option is to hide. If you can barricade yourself in a room and put something back there, put your phone on silent, call for help, barricade yourself in that room. Just hide until help comes. If you have no other option, then it's to fight. Run, hide, fight. You grab something that you can use as a weapon, and once you decide it's go time, you commit with everything you got. Unfortunately, in some areas of the world, that is a reality. And I hate that it has to be a reality, but it is what it is. So this is a very incredible video, and I love the way that it was all done. I love every little part of it, but if I can just detach from the video for a moment, I think that is a very good lesson. Yep. Just learned about run, hide, fight at work. Yep, it is absolutely a good thing. It's extremely important. Yeah. Yep. But massive props to NF. This was I could not be more impressed.